Lil Yachty, his last song, Strike/Holster. Shout outs to Yachty. I told y'all this is his prime because I thought he was done a couple years ago when he was in his rap mode with Detroit. Like, I get it. Like, he's a savage. He's cool at actual rapping bars. I personally don't like his actual rapping voice. Again, he sounds like Kermit the Frog. But when he sings in his new lane that he's doing, which is more like pop and rock and hip hop as well, but just don't get too gritty into like the actual rap, because that's not what we like. Mumble rap was almost it was in fact popular because it was so different from old school rap and hip hop. Like we were done with just like the classic bibbidi boppity like over a bar. Like we wanted the melodies in there, and that's why Yachty popped off in the first place. Uzi too, with the melodies. Now Yachty didn't really like his nursery rhymes either, but the Strike Holster song, I messed with it heavy. Y'all know this. But anyway, it actually hit Billboard. So again, I think Yachty is in his prime. I'm saying that right now. Yachty is in his prime in his career. I know he might have songs that have charted higher than Strike and Holster, but at the quality wise and almost I'd say numbers wise too, like his next album, if it's hip hop, like almost Strike Holster type genre, I think it could get higher sales than potentially, that is, depending on like features and whatnot, because Lil Boat 2 and 3, which I think are his highest selling, I think they had like NBA Youngboy, Juice WRLD, Trippie Redd, all like big hitters, especially at their peak in their career or when they were alive. RIP to all of them, Juice WRLD. But this also shows that Yachty, marketing wise, like he's dropping the songs with the popular snippets. We've been telling Uzi, Carti, Ken, Lone. Finally, they're all listening though. Like Strike Holster, he already knew it was a banger because the snippet was blowing up by itself when I think his sister or some girl on her Instagram story or Snapchat or something was previewing the song, and it blew up. This was before the album even dropped, or maybe it was after, I can't remember. But again, like there was no even marketing. Yes, they put a budget into the Cole Bennett music video, but I think Cole would have done it regardless just because it was a great song. I mean, everybody got to get their bag, but you know, more than Ray. Lucky's outselling Ray Strummers. It was his sister. If Yachty drops an album with this sound and a Drake Carti feature, he will go number one. And I think he could actually get those features. But yeah, I mean, it depends on who is dropping, because the SZA album and the Metroboomin album are still selling like 30 to 50K in like their 10th week. Actually, not even 10th, probably like their 20th week. They're really killing the streams right now. They're getting the bag. Metro definitely like he did it right. Before he was, producing for other people's albums. But when he dropped his own album, it's like a cheat code, because you're a producer, but now you're turning into an artist. And then so you get more than just, and since you're releasing it underneath your own masters, you're getting more than just like your 3 to 5 points on both the, on publishing and the master. You're getting like the artist cut, which is like 20, depending on if you're whatever your label deal is. But he gets like a Travis Scott feature. He didn't get the Drake one, but he got all the features he wanted: Don Toliver, Future, Young Thug, Gunna, etc., etc. So I'm telling you, that's what Pierre should have done. Pierre should do like 2-sided albums, or drop 2 albums like back to back, like Future did with Future and Hendrix. Drop a solo album like you want, because Pierre is a good artist. And then the second week, do like a producer tape where you're just, or a producer album, whatever you want to call it, with all the big hitters and collabs that Pierre normally does. Drake, Carti, Uzi, Young Thug, Gunna, Baby, even if he really wants. Although I don't know how Baby would sound on a Pierre beat. Is Pierre and Carti still close? I don't know. I do not know. They were. But now Carti picked Filthy, right? to be his executive producer for the next album. I mean, think about it though. If you're Pierre and you are your own artist, you got to focus on your own career and make that your highest priority. And so if you're the executive producer for Carti, your main priority is producing the album for Carti. So you can't do both. It's like when people ask me to be their manager as like one of these artists. One, like, bro, you got 2K followers. You got a little bit more work to do before you start asking people to manage you. You need to figure out how to manage yourself first. But secondly, I got to manage my own career and life. I do not have time to be a babysitter for y'all to the 10th degree with Pierre and Carti. But yes, I do like Pierre over Filthy. So I think BNYX is producing for Carti too. That's a good question. BNYX is producing for like everybody right now. I mean, here you got the Drake one, right? But I saw him with Cochise. I saw him with Tekka. Like, he's doing his little producer run, work almost like what Metroboomin was doing back in the day, but just different lanes, right? Maybe not to the same degree because Metro was with all the top guys. Even though BNYX is working with Drake, but he's more on like this internet side rappers. I mean, that's his sound anyway. It's more electronic. I wouldn't be surprised if he got a Carti one. I'd be really hyped, but at the same time, I mean, then again, Filthy and BNYX are both in working on Dying. So BNYX is he already probably got credits with Carti, just because working on Dying is a collective of producers. So they probably like do different, like somebody does the drums, somebody does the melody, somebody does I don't even know the terminology, the hi-hats. But BNYX has probably collaborated with somebody who gave a beat to Carti. So yeah, I mean, he probably got some, but maybe he just, when so many people work on one beat, how do you dictate like whose beat it is? Because there's like 7 producers on a lot of beats, you know, and like just the top producer usually gets the credit for it. But yeah, I'd like to see like a fully produced BNYX Carti song. I just don't know, because I feel like Carti likes to pick one producer and then just go all in on that sound that he's really trying to create for the next album and just go heavy on that. Maybe sprinkle in a couple songs of like Pierre. I could see BNYX because he's hot, but also he likes to create producers in the sense of create their careers. In that Filthy got popping, like he was already part of working on Dying. He was already a big producer, but once Carti got a hold of him, he's really been going up, right? So BNYX, he's already up, kinda. I'd say because of Yeet in a way. Although again, he probably had a name for himself before, but like they came up together because BNYX was really locking in with him. And so if he gave beats to Carti that maybe sounded like people associate that sound with Yeet, maybe Carti might not like that, you know? Lucky? True. Lucky and Filthy, I wouldn't say created him, but like, because you got to realize Lucky really isn't, I mean, yeah, Lucky's big and I like Lucky's music, don't get me wrong, but like Carti's a whole nother level of, like, Carti's 100K first week, right? Lucky just sold 20K, and like likely Carti's already at he's probably gonna hit 125, 150 for the next album. So he's 5, 6, 7x the size of Lucky. So when Carti works with you, plus you know the Carti effects with producers and just how rare he is when he works with somebody. If the reason that Ken Carson blew up was because he posted a mirror pic with him. It just leaked, or it surfaced, or maybe they released it but like gave it to a fan page or something. I don't know, but like that's all he needs. Lucky, yeah, he's got the cool factor, he got the ick factor, but it's not the same status as Carti. No offense.